Well, good evening.
Good evening, comrade.
So at the outset, we welcome you to our upgrading YouTube channel, Voice for Public Sector. And secondly, we salute the heroic struggle that was waged by BSNL during the last decade or so in the face of the mounting attacks from the central government. Before I seek to know the explanation on the recent announcements made by the central government, I want to recall the contributions of our All India Insurance Employees Association during the tireful period of BSNL and its employees. Precisely to say, in one of our conferences, led by late Comrade N.M. Sundaram, we could substantially increase the subscription base of BSNL. And with this backdrop, I want to get into the latest announcements made by the central government. Even if we may call it as a blessing in disguise, the 1.64 lakh crore package announced by the central government, their approach of stepmotherly treatment doesn't seem to recede, because ever since 3G was introduced in the area, BSNL was always meted a stepmotherly treatment, because with the infrastructure available with the BSNL, instead of strengthening the base of BSNL, all private players have been given the upgradation. Even in the latest proposal of 5G, even as they announced this package, which we thankfully acknowledge, in the same way, the central government was shameful to say that BSNL is incompetent to carry out 5G. But I see it as hurling stone from within a glass vessel. If not suicidal, it is self-defeating in nature, because as of today, BSNL is directly under the nose of the central government. If BSNL as the organization will be incompetent to carry out 5G, doesn't it tantamount the incompetence of the central government who is monitoring the functioning of BSNL? And above all, I want to know how the recent package of 1.6 lakh crore is being perceived by employees in general and the militant union leadership in particular. Thank you, comrade.
Thank you, comrade. First of all, I would like to thank the People Voice channel of YouTube. And you have rightly said so many things in your introductory remark. But I would like to say that the government of India has recently announced a second revival package of 1.64 lakh crore. And ordinary people think that this 1.64 lakh crore will come to BSNL as a rupees. But I would like to tell, it is not a bonanza for BSNL. I'm sorry to say. This 1.64 lakh crore, or most of the portion of the amount, goes on paper only. I would like to explain one or two things on this matter. The government says for allotment of 4G spectrum, they are charging 44,993 crores. Out of 1.24 lakh crore, 44,993 crores is allotted for 4G spectrum. Let me tell you what happened to 4G in the last. It has not come to in effect still. But in 2019, government announced one revival package for BSNL of 69,000 crores. And in that, they have charged for the 4G spectrum 23,814 crores. And in between, in the parliamentary speech, our finance minister allocated budget for 4G spectrum is 44,000 crores. So if we add up all the three, for 4G spectrum alone, government is charging 1,12,807 crores of rupees. But you must understand, This spectrum is available in nature abundantly. Government is not spending anything at all. Government duty of the government to allot spectrum to BSNL. It is only a free of cost, only they can charge us. So this amount in this 44,000 and odd rupees for spectrum allotment is will not benefit BSNL, number one. Number two, what happened to 4G? And number three, what are all the other things they have announced in the second revival package? They have told that for the capital expenditure, we are allotting 22,471 crores. But for your surprise, Government of India is due to BSNL. They have to pay in so many ways. 38,544 crores Government of India has to pay to BSNL. For an example, we are giving rural telephone. For that, they have to compensate. For another one, pension contribution, we are paying to the government. Government has to refund it. In that way, government is due to BSNL is 38,540 crores, but they are saying only 22,471 crores for the capital expenditure they are paying. And one more thing, they are using a very beautiful word. Public could not understand what they are saying, that viability gap funding. That is what they say. And for that, they are saying that 13,789 crores they have allotted for that. What is that viability gap funding? Comrades, BSNL is the only company. No other private operators are doing this job. Only BSNL is doing, giving telephone connections in the backward areas and far-flung places of the country. So it is completely on loss to the BSNL. It's a heavy weight put on BSNL. For that, the government of India agreed to pay, that they will compensate. From 2014 to 2019, government has to compensate 13,789 crores. 2021, 22, they did not pay. For the past 5 years, they are paying only 13,789 crores. This amount will come to BSNL as rupees. Other things will not come at all. Because another one is sovereign guarantee for 40,399 crores. Foreign, you know very well, sovereign guarantee, it will be issued in the form of bonds. BSNL has to repay the loan, that you know. And finally, they say that AGR dues, adjustment gross revenue, we are giving to BSNL 33,404 crores. And you please understand, these AGR dues by the private operators, they did not pay. Government gave them moratorium for 4 years. They need not pay even a single rupee to Government of India at all. Airtel, Vodafone, Reliance Jio, all got exemption, moratorium for 4 years. But they are charging BSNL 33,404. So these are all the simple aspects I have explained. I am talking about in crores, which may not be interested by common people. But one thing I would like to stress, that this government is making a propaganda that taxpayers' money, huge money, is being infused in BSNL to make BSNL as a survival one. Is it true? No, in my opinion, it is not true. Number two, they are saying that BSNL is not competent in 5G. Is it true? That is also a false propaganda. I would like to say BSNL is a competitor to private operators, but we can fight only if we get all the infrastructure like other operators are having. For an example, 4G has been introduced in India in 2016. Jio introduced, Airtel introduced, Vodafone introduced, but BSNL, even now, we could not roll out 4G in BSNL. Why? What is the reason behind it? People should know about it. Because in 4G, to give a 4G connection, there are 3 components are important. Number 1 component is allotment of spectrum. Yes, government has allotted spectrum for BSNL in 2019, October 23rd, in the first revival package. Spectrum is allotted. And number two, 4G needs towers, erection of new towers. 1 lakh towers we have to erect. Government did not do it. Number three, 4G needs equipments. Installation of equipments is important. Vodafone, Airtel, Reliance Jio, all these companies, private operators, imported equipments from China, Australia, ZTE, a big company, Ericsson, Nokia, Samsung, from all the multinational companies, they have purchased equipment and they started 4G service. When it comes to BSNL, the government says, no, you should not procure equipment from the foreign companies. Atmanirbhar, they say that you have to buy only from India. And to our surprise, there is no Indian company has manufactured 4G equipment at all, even now, till now. They have allotted to TCS. TCS only learning to give connection to manufacture that equipment. Even the allotment, the order was given in the 2021. They agreed to start the service in 2021 December, but they could not do it. TCS has to give proof of concept. They have to prove it. Even now, TCS could not give proof of concept of 4G. This is the pathetic condition. BSNL cannot get equipments from TCS at all, and we don't know when we are going to get 4G equipment. This is the condition in BSNL. How you can say that BSNL is incompetent to fight with the private operators? BSNL is very much competent to fight with the private operators, provided our hands are not tied. They should give a equal footing for everybody, but government is putting hurdles for each and every move. We have pleaded the government, okay, the equipment purchasing and everything doing in India, it takes time. So we requested the government. We have got 49,300 towers in India. That can be upgraded, 3G towers, but it can be upgraded to 4G also in a simple way, in a software upgradation. We demanded, but government said no. You should not upgrade your own towers with the equipment, because these equipment are purchased from the foreign companies. Private operators can do it, but BSNL is not allowed to do it. This is another hurdle they are making. So we could not procure equipment from foreign companies, and no Indian company is making 4G equipment. Now the question is, it comes 5G. Dear comrades, please understand that Nirmala Sitharaman, the finance minister, Honorable Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, announced in the parliament that they are going to roll out 5G in India. That 5G spectrum will be allotted only to private operators, not to the BSNL. We are struggling to get 4G, and private operators, they are going to compete in 5G. Number one. Number two, who are all competing now? Reliance Jio, Airtel, Vodafone, and Adani also. First time Adani also. You must know that Adani has not entered in the telecom sector at all. He was not in 2G. Adani was not in 3G. Adani was not in 4G. But straight away he is landing on 5G. How is it possible? See, they have deposited earnest money deposit, EMD. They have paid that. Reliance Jio paid 14,000 crores as EMD. And Airtel paid 5,500 crores. Vodafone paid 1,200 crores as EMD. And finally, Adani paid 100 crores as EMD. BSNL was not allowed to pay the money as a security deposit. It is not allowed. Now the auction took place in the last week. You can see in the TV channel and newspapers, 5G auction went on very well. It closed down with 1.5 lakh crore rupees. People have bidded to get 5G spectrum. So if 5G comes in India, BSNL will not be allowed. Is it not a partiality? How the government is supporting the private operators and multinational companies, but BSNL has not been allowed to compete with them. If they allow BSNL in 4G and 5G, I have worked in BSNL for the past 42 years. I can say boldly that BSNL will give service from the Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari without any hindrance at all, if at all they allow this. But they are not allowing. They wanted to cripple BSNL. They wanted to sell BSNL to private in future, like Air India. That is why they are making a hell of a propaganda that BSNL is going on loss. BSNL to compete. We are putting money in BSNL, taxpayers' money, 1.64 lakh crores. Everybody is asking us, sir, you are getting huge money. But in fact, in reality, it is not a huge money at all. It's only in the papers. So we are suffering, and rightly you said we are fighting for so many years. Yes, comrade, we are fighting for so many years. We did not lose hope. We are completely fighting with the government policies. We know very well we are fighting with them. And moreover, one point I would like to add, in the optic fiber section, there is one section is optic fiber. You know very well, in your home, nowadays to use intranet, you will get ACT, CherryNet, like that. BSNL is also giving fiber to the home scheme. And BSNL has got an asset of 7 lakh crore route kilometer optic fiber is with BSNL. We are number one with that. Airtel, Reliance Jio, ACT, CherryNet, nobody is having this much of optic fiber laid in the country. Even altogether, they can add, they could not touch 7 lakh route kilometer optic fiber with them. So BSNL is having that asset. We are giving connections. I can boldly say that BSNL is competing with the private operators, and if you pay 799 rupees per month, you will get 150 Mbps speed, which none other than BSNL private operators can give this much speed with this tariff. I can quote, I can challenge also. So there is a possibility. If we are allowed with the equipment, we have proved number one. So we are still fighting with the government to get 4G and 5G. Okay. We hope we will win, comrade. With the support of the public, and like All India Insurance Employees Union is always supporting us, and always they are guiding us, rather I can say, in the market, how to behave, how to capture market. We learned a lot from LIC. So insurance comrades. So thank you very much. We will fight, comrade. Definitely we will fight.
Thank you so much. For a moment, we were also thought the package will be for revival purpose. But in your elaborate explanation, you have caused good enlightenment to every viewer of the channel that the package is not a bonanza, it is just an eyewash. They will provide spectrum, which is not the eighth wonder of the world, but the related towers or infrastructure, they continue to deny. And what is not produced in India, you are going abroad. But what is available in abroad, they will not like you to import.
Yes.
And this stepmotherly treatment or non-performance, non-allowing of a level playing ground is not unique or isolated for BSNL. We are also suffering in our industry. But in the days to come, AIA and BSNL, along with other organizations, will work shoulder to shoulder to teach a befitting lesson to this nefarious government. Thank you, comrade.
I've got one small appeal to the public, comrade. We ask the public to support BSNL, because even in the hurricane or in floods, BSNL used to give service to the public. No private operators will give service to the public. Number one, in the competition era, if BSNL has been eliminated, then the tariff will go up. I assure you, the tariff will go up, because these private operators will make cartel and they will increase the tariff immediately. Since BSNL is there, they could not increase the tariff. Still, I will quote one example. Even during 1995, cellular service came, mobile service came in India. BSNL was not there. During that time, 1 minute charges for 16 rupees. Outgoing call, incoming call, 1 minute for 8 rupees. BSNL introduced in 2002. Only after entering BSNL in the competition, BSNL introduced no cost, free of cost for incoming call. That's our history. So I request the public to support BSNL. When we give voice for the betterment of BSNL, we feel that it is the asset of the public of India. It is all public sectors are assets to public. So we request the public to support us to raise a voice against the government policies so that we can win. Thank you very much, comrade.
Dear comrade,
yes,
along the announcement of this 1.64 lakh crore package, there is also a suggestion, underlying suggestion from the government that the so-called threat of privatization of BSNL is no longer there and it will be a wholly owned by government sector, government of India, public sector. Can we believe this statement?
No, comrade, I would like to say very firmly that we should not believe that argument at all. We know very well the government is selling all the public sectors. So BSNL is not an exemption. Now they wanted to shape BSNL. For an example, there was a huge force. They sent 80,000 BSNL employees. They have been sent on VRS, voluntary retirement scheme. In a way, I can say it is a compulsory retirement scheme. They sent 80,000 people out. Now the staff strength is reduced because when a private operator wants to buy, they don't want more workforce in BSNL. That is how. So VRS means it's a privatization. It is a privatization agenda is there. We understand that. We opposed, but anyhow, 80,000 people went out. Number two, government is making announcement that they are infusing 1.65 lakh crore in BSNL so that BSNL will survive. Our suspicion is government is making a propaganda so that BSNL, they wanted to make a BSNL in a shaped way, and so that they can sell it to private in an easy way. Because with the loans and with the debt, no company will buy. So now it is there in their agenda. BSNL will be sold as a strategic partner or sold completely like Air India or strategic partner to private operators. There is an agenda in the in the government's idea. We cannot say that BSNL will not be privatized. BSNL will be privatized. We understand the sword is on our head. It is hanging on our public also. But if there is a stiff resistance, it may be delayed. That is why we are fighting tooth and nail against the government policies, even though we are in lesser amount of staff strength. But we have mobilized all the unions and associations in BSNL in a single umbrella. All unions and associations of BSNL, AU, AB is intact now. We are fighting with the government policies. We will win. We are hoping to win that, comrade. Definitely, comrade.
So even as we wholly agree to your views on the government's assurance of non-privatization, we will only reiterate that the government should go in for mass recruitment, at least to the extent of exodus they created through the VRS package. So only if they do this, the people will be in a position to start believing them.
Yes, comrade.
Yes,
Definitely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, comrade. Thank you. Thank you, comrade.